Hello, amazing people. How are you guys doing today? I'm so glad to be your miss as usual. Okay, now let me quickly apologize for being a bit off and on for some time now. Okay, I have been under the weather somehow, but thank God I'm feeling much better now. Okay, so I want to thank every of my fan here, who is listening to the sound of my voice at this time. I want you to know that I appreciate every one of you for always being there for us. Okay, and still all you know of Ife's Palace and the stories that are coming out at this time. Now, the story coming up right now is the one that is not so is a bit alarming, really. Okay, and it's coming from no other person than the dreaded Iyamifa and the Sacred Forest Custodian. Okay, and this is one story that I think our dear KBC must pay attention to if what we are hearing is true. Okay, so the thing is, Ooni of Ife has been told to seek the face of his gods for direction right now, or risk giving his crown to wolves. Ooni of Ife receives damning prophecy from the great Iyamifa and the sacred forest custodian. Let me repeat myself for those of you who did not hear me clearly the first time. Seek the face of your gods for direction now, or risk giving your throne or your crown to wolves. Wow. Ooni of Ife received damning prophecy from Iyamifa, the most dreaded Iyamifa, and the sacred forest custodian. Wow. Well, this is not coming to me. If what we are hearing at this time is true, this is not coming to me as surprise because I know this is not the first time Iyamifa has cautioned, our dear Kabiyesi on the way to go regarding some of the happenings that have been taking place in the palace for some time now. Okay, so what the subject of the matter, why this warning or prophecy, as you may want to call it, is coming at this time is that you see, for some time now, we have also been reporting a lot of stuff that is going on, and but so the bone of contention right now is that they both of them have advised our dear KBC that look, don't give your crown to wolves to eat. Why this one is strong. Oh. That if he does that, something else will happen. He was advised to seek deeper Yoruba wisdom so this uncertain situation does not befall him. Wow. He's advised not to bring that stool, into disrespect, as that could be calamitous. Wow. He was warned about certain mortars and certain places, where he plans to visit, and there was mention of places like Lagos, possibly maybe he's assembling some people that he wants to have an event with, whether in Lagos and some other places. I'm not too sure of the details of the location, but he's been told that some of these meetings that he would do well to avoid some of them. Okay, that he should do well to avoid some of them, especially those events. So he was advised not to attend some of them, as some of these meetings and gatherings is not of God. I mean, by application, that it's some of these events may not, God may not be happy with them. Okay, so the Iyamifa was said to have gone further to say, you know, uh, a lot of people are getting disrespect right now, all over Nigeria because of the economic hardship, ravaging millions of Nigerians, and that this is not the time for frivolities and trivialities. Okay, so he is being advised that look, not every gathering you go to, so that you don't end up being disrespected like several obas and several obas, not just in Yoruba land alone, you know. All over part of Nigeria, some of these traditional rulers are being, I mean, treated with disdain right now because of the frustration in the land, And that is why the great Iyamifa is saying that, look, Ooni of Ife, our dear Kabiyesi, should not, get to that point where he get begins to get disrespect from his subjects. Oh, and don't forget that this, when it comes to this issue of disrespect, not too long ago, we had Ooni of Ife, our dear Kabiyesi himself, coming out to talk about the Oluwo of Iwo, who was reported to have reportedly chased him out of his place when he went on a visit. Well, I don't want to bore you guys with the details of that. This thing, but I'm sure a lot of you who are keen followers of palace stories will know that the Oluwo of Iwo does not have much regard for our dear Kabiyesi. And that is a misnomer. That shouldn't happen. Because I know our dear Kabiyesi remains Onirisha, the spiritual leader of Yoruba race worldwide. He is the father of all Yorubas, and he is the number one monarch. He is the number one Oba in Yoruba land, and it remains so. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're Oluwa of Iwo, it doesn't matter if you're Oba of any other place. You are supposed to be subservient, to the Kabiyesi, because he is the number one, the foremost Yoruba leader, the spiritual father of the Yoruba race. So that sort of disrespect that comes from no other person than the Olu of war was all over the social media space, and I'm sure a lot of you must have heard about it. But what Iyamifa is even saying now, the sort of respect Iyamifa is talking about, is not just limited to Olu of Iwo alone. He's talking about generality of Yorubas generally, that Kabiyesi should be careful so that it doesn't get disrespected by people. That is the warning. Okay. And they went for that to say Kabiyesi cannot be seen in every birthday event. Yes, you heard me right. You and I know that our dear Kabiyesi, is a jolly, happy soul. He likes moving around. But people are now advising the great Iyamifa and the sacred forest custodian is saying at this time that, look, Ooni of Ife must not necessarily physically attend every birthday parties. Okay, don't forget that recently Princess Peju, the Canadian diplomat, came to Nigeria, had 1 week long a birthday bash, which was purported to have been sponsored by KBC. And we had our dear KBC moving all over the place, in celebration, So that is just one example that I think they are referring to. Okay. And it's not just about Page alone, there are several other events. And a certain billionaire also had a birthday recently. And you could see Ooni of Ife, KBC standing, amongst a lot of people, and just having that event. So I'm sure these are the sort of events that the dreaded Yamifa is talking about. That you cannot be available every time. Okay. So in every random event, okay, or every political gathering, because as far as Iyamifa is concerned, he needs to begin to, watch the places he goes to. He cannot be seen everywhere. He's even, Iyamifa is even advising that there are places that he could decide to sign some of his chiefs, some of his trusted chiefs. That is what we know in those days. In those days, we don't see our, first class chief moving. Making themselves available everywhere. So I think even though our dear Kabisi is a jolly happy soul, but I think this advice coming at this time from the dreaded Yamifa and the sacred forest custodian, I think KBC should take this serious. Don't forget that not too long ago that Paropo suggested that they should prune the wives to two to give an opportunity for Queen Naomi to come back. But don't forget that Ooni of Ife has even told us that more Oloris are coming. As we speak now, it's even being purported that there's one Olori already in the office. So they also mentioned that this. So so they also mentioned that these Oloris that are coming from all everywhere, that this is also not too good for the palace. And this is also not too good for Ooni of Ife, that he needs to wash it. I think this general advice is not a bad one, but I hope our dear KBC will listen. So this is what we had at this moment, and we have decided to bring it to you, you know. And whatever you think about this, please leave your comment in the comment section. God bless you. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.